What's up, everybody? It is Matt, and it is Fiendish Friday. First and foremost, I hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. And also, I hope you're having a great TGIF. It's always wonderful to have the weekend finally upon us. Hopefully, all of y'all are going to do something fun this weekend. I'm going to be nice and laid back for the foremost. Going to mow the lawn, that fun jazz. Anywho's. Oh, and do like, share, and subscribe, guys. I noticed a few more faces on there, which is nice to see. And for you guys that are new, if you ever have any more or any questions about the film, feel free to message. Or you can also, if you want to know like a basic synopsis, who's in the film, runtime, or a link for the trailer is always in the description box. So if my opinion doesn't push you enough to whether if you want to see it or not, just go ahead and check out the trailer. It will definitely steer you in the direction that you're going. It's a fun trailer for this one. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get on to the film though. It's a great one. It's from 1987, so I was 7 years old when this bad boy came out. It was originally intended to be a sequel to Herschell Gordon Lewis's Blood Feast, but that changed. It's kind of a pseudo sequel or a unofficial sequel. That's what I would say, an unofficial sequel. This one stars Rick Burks, Carl Crew, and I don't know why it says Daryl on there. I gotta fix that. But anyways, it's Carl Crew, who I know him from was it Inside the Mind of Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that? He played Jeffrey Dahmer in a film, and that one is amazing. That's one of those that I've seen probably 4 or 5 times now, and highly, highly recommend it. I can't remember if I've reviewed that one or not. If I have, do check it out. If not, I will definitely look forward to it because I will be reviewing that one at some point because it's such a good film. It's done really well on Jeffrey Dahmer film, and the guy and Carl Crew does kind of like have that Jeffrey Dahmer look about him when he's in that film because he's very young in this one, so there's probably about a 10-year. Not 10 year, probably a 6-year difference between, let's see, Dahmer was caught in 91. I think Secret Life of Jeffrey Dahmer was in 92 or 93, something like that. And let's see who else is in here. We got Roger Dauer. We got LaNette LaFrance. She's all right in this. She plays a kind of a hardened police detective who has no patience for idiocracy and stupidity for like as far as like people not taking their job seriously, because she is very serious as far as like being a police detective. There's no gray area on her on anything she's doing as far as that. And we got Elaina in here. She plays, I believe she was the love interest to Rick Burks' character, which they both play the Tutmans. Their uncle. Basically, actually, let's get on to actually showing it first. It's Blood Diner, and this is from that really cool Vestron collector series that Lionsgate started putting out. I don't know if they still are putting any more of these out. I know that they were a little pricey, and some of them, I do have a few of them, and some of them were a little bare bones as far as special features. Like this one, it does have a commentary, a couple featurettes, an archival interview, and a couple of trailers, which is cool. This one actually has some features to it, because I believe the what was it, the Maximum Overdrive one didn't really had not much at all on it. I think it had a commentary track and maybe a trailer gallery, if that. I want to say Bud the Chud was a little wonky too, but I can't remember. But let's check this out. This is the slip covers that everybody goes all wonky over. Yeah, it's just a cardboard cover, folks. anyways, it is your standard issue pressed Blu-ray. There is nothing special. It is in one of these crappy recycled cases, which are super duper flimsy. They irritate me because if you stack anything on top of it, I'm notorious for having a couple of stacks laying around that stuff that I've either watched or stuff I'm getting around to watching. Do you guys do that too? I know that I plot out like 10 movies for the next couple of weeks, at 10 to 12 movies, and I use that as my springboard for my reviews for you guys. So I am constantly watching these movies fresh and not just saying like, oh, I watched this like years ago, and I've never watched it since. I'm going off my memory of years ago, which would be a little fuzzy. I'm not gonna lie. Some of my memory banks aren't very good. But let's get on to what this bad boy is about. What is it about? It's about these two brothers who, at the very beginning, their uncle, or well, first off, their mother is this kind of like, don't answer the door. Just stay in here and just play and be good. Some of those kind of people. They're very interesting, or she's very interesting. Fast forward just a few minutes, and you hear a police scan, or like not a police scanner, but a news report going over the radio, and it's talking about their uncle, and he's got a meat cleaver in one hand and his genitals in the other. That line just cracked me the hell up every time I've seen this. Every time I see this movie, it just cracks me up. He comes chopping into the house. You think he's going to whack these kids, but he's actually there to give them these pendants, these necklaces to help invoke their faith in Sheetar, which is the reason why their uncle was going around killing people. He was trying to assemble a perfect body to be Sheetar, and that's essentially what fast forward, however many years it was later, they are basically doing the same thing. There's some really cool scenes in here. One of my favorite scenes of all time my favorite scenes in this movie is Carl Crew's character is driving a van, and he sees this rotund, plump biker guy just on the side of the road, and he decides he's going to run him over. He runs him over, and he's just playing Hey Mambo in the background. It's hilarious. He's slapping the steering wheel, all happy. He looks up in the rear view mirror, and he notices out behind him, and the biker guy is getting back up. So he slams it in park, throws it in reverse, and goes back over the dude again. Guy gets back up again, decides, okay, let's go back him over again, go drive over him again, and it goes back and forth for about a minute or so. It is absolutely a pure comedic gold right there, folks. I die laughing every time at that. There's another really magical scene that involves the two brothers going to this nightclub, and this guy he's giving him a hard time, won't let him in, and they grab a hold of him and throw him out in the street, and then when he lands in the street, he gets fucking run over by his head smushed by a lowrider doing the bouncy thing, or was that what it was? But either way, he gets his head freaking run over, and it's absolutely hilarious, because they all just stop and go, like everybody there, and the secondary bouncer's like, okay guys, you could go in. It's so ridiculous. It's fun. I love it. If you don't want to watch it based on what it's about, at least watch it for those two scenes. They are pure gold. There is another really good scene where Carl Crew's character, he is a huge fan of professional wrestling, and by the way, they run a diner. If you haven't realized, with a name like Blood Diner, they're running a all vegetarian diner. And when he's in there when he's cooking and stuff, he's like throwing the like onions and the lettuce and slamming down the tomatoes and this and that because he's watching professional wrestling and getting himself all worked up. Oh, it's he's a fun character. Both characters are great. Rick Burks' character, you can't go wrong with his either. He has that kind of like suave, dreamy eyes type character because he hypnotizes people like he's trying to seduce the Lisa Elaina character and basically sacrifice her for Sheetar because they are going one by one. They're finding the body parts they need. They do before they start doing any of this, they go dig up their uncle, and there's this he's nothing but skeleton, but they crack open his skull and his brain's still intact. So silly. This is a classic, guys. Watch this movie. All I can say. As far as how I would rate this thing on a technical side, it's probably middle of the road. It's probably like a 3 out of 5 when it comes to a technical aspect. There's no crazy cool camera angles going on. It's just silly straight from the beginning. It doesn't take its foot off the gas when it goes on to when it comes to the silly and the slapstick kind of the splat stick kind of stuff that we got going on here. Now, as far as an entertaining thing goes, this is a 5 out of 5 with entertainment. In my opinion, this thing's an 8 out of 10. It is an awesome movie. Go check it out, folks. You will laugh, you will cry, you will root for the bad guy. Oh, that rhymed. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll root for the bad guys. Yeah, go check out Blood Diner. Go check it out. Good stuff. I'm gonna put it down. Gotta get the hell out of here. Gotta go mow the lawn. Fun shit. Not really. All right, love y'all.